everybody, what's up and welcome back to the garden. Today we are going to be looking at some more flower arrangements from the Cut Flower Patch. This is the first video of our flower arrangements for the season. A little bit behind in editing still, but I'm working on it and making progress. The first thing I'm going to pick are these split cup daffodils. I ordered some split cup daffodils last season and planted them. This was a variety mix. As you can see, the bright orange split cups were the very first ones to start blooming. If you're unfamiliar with split cups, they're just a type of daffodil, and you plant them as normal, any other daffodil, but instead of having that nice cup shape, we have this more open-faced flower, which I think is really, really beautiful. Also, for this flower arrangement, we are going to be using some Silk Road tulips. The picture of the Silk Road tulips originally had some pink kind of striping veining in it, but as it would turn out, mine were just solid yellow. I do believe these are Silk Road. It's just, I assume there's a lot of variation when it comes to whether or not you're going to get those splashes of pink in the flowers or not. And as it would turn out, mine were just all this pale yellow color. Either way, I think they ended up looking really nice. In this first video, I'm experimenting with some backdrops here to try to make the videos look better. So far, that's been a major fail. Hopefully, I'll get that worked out in the future. To tie this flower arrangement together, I'm just going to grab some mint. One of the main reasons that I use so much mint is basically it's the only foliage that is available in my garden right now here early in the season. I do wish I had a lot more perennial plants that I could use for greenery and filler, but I just simply, I don't. I know that this one is really simple. It basically just has 3 components, but overall I think it comes together really, really nicely once we start arranging it and getting it into the vase. When we use the daffodils, of course, we want to remember we're going to have to condition those. There is a video for that if you're interested. For the first flower arrangement in the season, I think this one looks really nice, especially like how it has this overall kind of peachy, warm, orangey vibe to it. I put this one on the table to enjoy in my house. We currently cannot donate any flowers right now, so that's something we're going to have to just deal with as we move along in the flower season, and hopefully that'll change soon. Moving on to the next cut flower arrangement in this video. Hopefully you guys like this new format. In the past, I would just do 1 flower arrangement per video, but I think this is a better format because it increases watch time, and that's what the YouTube algorithm really seems to want. So next up, this next flower arrangement, we're going to start with some more split cup daffodils. These were also in that same mix that I received. These, you can tell, are this lovely, just beautiful, soft, kind of pastel apricot color. I don't specifically know the name of this variety, but if I had to guess, my best guess would be that is the apricot whirl split cup daffodil. In addition to these daffodils, I am going to be grabbing some Mount Tacoma double tulips. These are the late double tulips, as well as some Angelique double tulips. What's really great about the Angelique double tulips is that they start off, usually in my yard at least, this kind of whitish color, and as they get a little bit older, they get progressively more pink, which I really, really like. Now, this is another case with this arrangement that there is no filler. Even in terms of collecting the mint, sometimes I run out of mint. If you've grown mint, you know that it can be invasive, so you know that I use a lot of mint if I'm even running out of mint to use in these early season cut flower vases. Either way, I think it turned out really nicely. I know I'm going through these rather quick, but for the most part, I am just arranging these in a vase, and it's pretty self-explanatory. In the future, if I do any kind of more complicated arrangements, I'll be sure to go into it, but I just love the soft, peachy, just really feminine look of this one. Moving on to the next couple flower arrangements, we're kind of really going after colors that don't necessarily match. That's one of the challenges of having a small yard, is sometimes you go to make a flower arrangement and you don't necessarily have colors that play nicely with each other. But that's also exciting because that means that you can, experiment and mix things together that you might not think would go well and might be, pleasantly surprised, which I think is always good. I'm going to start out by picking some red tulips. Now, these tulips came in a mix of flower bulbs that were labeled single pastel blend. When I think of pastel flowers, I most certainly do not think of neon, hot red, bright, with a little nice kind of green stripe down the middle, which I thought did add a little bit of dimension and interest, which I thought was really pretty, just some kind of appeal to the outside of that. Also with this, I am going to grab some Orchid Tulips. These are the Orchid Double Tulips. As you may have seen the Tulip Tour video, these are super bright. When they first open, they are just a neon electric orange that is so vibrant and draws attention like crazy. After storing them in my fridge for a little bit to save the flowers, they did get a little bit lighter, which really wasn't that big of a deal for me, but either way, I think they looked nice. Around this time, we also had the anemones start blooming. I mean, like really get into bloom. They've been blooming for a while. These anemones that I'm picking in this video are called the Nero Black Center Anemone. I believe Longfield Gardens also sells these. I can't quite remember where I purchased these, but these anemones, these black anemones, black-centered anemones, are just so sophisticated and so classy looking, and there is just something about the crisp white color in combination with the black center that is just so elegant, and that actually, for me personally, makes it kind of hard to blend them into flower arrangements. Because I personally, I don't know, that's not really my style. My style is very much a more casual and relaxed flower arrangement. So I do like these because it kind of pushes my limits a little bit. Overall, I think this one turned out to be interesting. I did enjoy the bright colors very much. I think I would do it again and play with more anemones as they bloom. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Last but not least, we have one more of our flower arrangements. And this is another one that's kind of just like, I'm not sure if that goes together or not, but we'll go with it. To start this one off, I grabbed some hot pink tulips from the quote-unquote pastel single tulip mix. These are just a very bright, vibrant pink. I'm not complaining. I'm, always like a little bit of a surprise, I guess. And speaking of surprises, we'll also be using our brownie tulips in this one. Now, these are supposed to be brownie. I do not think they are. I think I've been duped. This is another variety. These do not look like anything like brownies. Unfortunately, I do not know what cultivar these are to tell you guys, but they are a very just bright orange once again, and the outer petals seem to have this kind of nice magenta coloring to it. So it's kind of a blend of magenta and orange together, which is really nice. It helps to blend with a lot of different flowers in the yard. You'll see that we use these again later in another video that I haven't edited yet. So I wanted to kind of play with that magenta, and I wanted to get back into the anemones. So I decided to grab some Mr. Fokker, I don't even know how to say it, anemones that I have. These are just a really bright, vibrant blue color. These are one of the very few true blue flowers that grow here in my cut flower garden, and I just wanted to kind of put those with those kind of reddish orange colors to see if they would play off each other. I think red and blue are opposites on a color wheel, right? I don't know. I didn't take art. I'm sorry. My school did not have an art program. Either way, I think this one is just a kind of fun and interesting take. It was kind of just a last minute, put it in a vase, see if I like it. Maybe I'll explore more with that in the future. I'm not really sure if I will or not. But again, no filler for this one. We didn't have any filler, unfortunately. Hopefully as time progresses and things keep growing and bushing out and getting nice and tall, hopefully we'll have more options for filler and foliage to play with our cut flower arrangements. I know that most of these arrangements in this videos are really simple, but I think really the main thing I want to emphasize is that you don't have to have a huge fancy flower garden to have some really beautiful flower arrangements to cut for yourself and enjoy in a nice vase or make your own, floral arrangements. You can really have something quite beautiful with just a little tiny cut flower patch. That's really about it for this video. I hope that it was helpful. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions or suggestions. I always try to help, always try to answer those as quickly as I can. Sometimes it takes a little while because I do work a lot. But I do appreciate you watching so much. If you're new to the channel and you like this video, be sure to subscribe. I would absolutely love to have you. We're making new videos all the time. Usually it's about growing cut flowers, but it could be about, you know, growing vegetables or even some, you know, DIY projects. You really never know what kind of video I'm going to make. So if you do like a little bit of surprise, be sure to hit the bell icon, hit subscribe, all that good stuff. We would love to have you. I hope that you guys are having such an amazing day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.